Hello, and welcome back to the Menagerie in Motion Kinetic Derby web series. I'm Hana Dawood. Today we have Jenn Garrett, artist and past participant of the Kinetic Derby. Welcome.
Thank you.
Before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell to receive notifications on our next video. Well, the Kinetic Derby takes place on February 23rd. Jenn, are you participating?
Yes, I hope to be.
Okay, that's very exciting. Do you have any ideas of vessel designs yet?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to my kids. My approach with this event is that it's kind of a whole family affair, and I really leave it up to the kids to decide what they want to focus on. That first year, we ended up doing mythical creatures because my son wanted to build a dragon and my daughter wanted to build a unicorn. I think my husband's request was a kraken, so that kind of octopus-looking creature. So that was the theme for our first year, and the kids haven't decided narrowed down exactly what they want to do for this year.
Okay, well, we'll leave it up to them. Now, with your daughter's unicorn design, that actually won the People's Choice Award in 2016.
It did.
Wow, tell us more about that.
So she decided that she wanted a unicorn, and we kind of went over some basic shapes of how she could build that in materials that were safe and friendly for kids to use. So things like poster board, a little bit of PVC and tape and zip ties. So we got hers built, and then I decided it was pretty fun and I wanted to ride a unicorn too. So we built one for me, and it was great, but Lane was a little bit cautious because she didn't ride her bike really well, and she was worried that on the parade route she might have to stop, and she always needed a little bit of help getting started again. So I said, well, will you be more comfortable riding your scooter? And she said yes. So we put the unicorn head and kind of figured out a way to zip tie and tape the unicorn head to the scooter, and it worked out great. And instead of the tail being on the back of the bike, she just wore the tail. So that kind of worked.
Now, since you are an artist, you have a slight advantage with constructing vessels. Would you say others also need to be experienced when it comes to designing these vessels, or can anyone try to get started?
I think anyone can get started. That was kind of something that I wanted to bring to the Derby, was showing that, continuing a theme that I have in my own artwork of accessibility and inclusive design. I wanted to show that you don't have to know how to weld. Even though I know how to weld, you don't have to know how to weld to build something and participate in this. That you could build it out of textiles and fabrics, or like we do with paper and poster board and cardboard. Materials that are safe, they're affordable, they're readily available. Kids as young as 5, my daughter was 5, to everyone has access to those and can build with those. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with the kids, as well as showing them, this is how you can take an idea in your head and move it simplify it into different shapes, and then build it and actually turn it into the 3D design of the image that you had in your head.
Absolutely. And for those who have not participated in this event or haven't heard of it, what would you say to them to encourage them to come out?
Well, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. Just trying to take the time to build your idea into 3Ds. It takes a lot of time, and it especially takes a lot of times. There's some trial and error, even if you are a maker, to know, my approach is to attach the paper items to a bike. Some other people actually build a vehicle. But either way, there's a learning curve of, what works and what doesn't, and trial and error. But that's kind of all part of the learning process for you as an adult, or for your kids, or as a family. We found it to be just a really fun educational STEAM project that we can do with our kids.
Absolutely. And can you summarize your experience in 3 words?
Well, it was definitely fun. I love that the parade gives kids the chance to show off their design and actually ride with it. It's so interactive. I can't really think of many other opportunities where kids get to be so interactive with something and then show it off in such a public way. But there's a lot of hard work involved, like I said, with overcoming the obstacles of just the physics of trying to make this thing work and get it attached to a bike or build a bike or build a vehicle. So there's a lot of hard work going into it. And then there's a lot of joy in the parade, just going and seeing the creativity that other people have and kind of what their perspective is, where they're coming from. Some people also dress up when they're riding their vessels, and that's a lot of fun. The kids really, really enjoyed that.
Oh, it's very exciting, and we're definitely looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's show. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for exclusive content. Thank you so much, and see you next time.